Frame ready? Mic ready? Mic check, 1, 2. Yeah, we roll in. Action. Ένα, δύο, τρία, τέσσερα, χάμσα. Hey Hamza, this is Prod Antzoulis here. I'm a photographer, creative director. So I'm originally from Cyprus, but I was raised in the UAE, specifically Dubai. So the colors of my childhood differ between Cyprus and Dubai because I obviously grew up between both. I would say when I remember my childhood in Dubai, it felt extremely vibrant. As a fast-paced city, there's a lot of colors and motion. So I feel like neon is a color that I could particularly relate to when it comes to my upbringing in Dubai. And also because of all the MTV we watched. Like growing up, that was our source of fashion, music, entertainment. It was all about what was happening in the West, So yeah, it was a lot of neon. Now, when I speak about Cyprus, I would say it was a lot softer. So the tones were more earthy. We had greens, we had browns. Of course, the ocean blue is something that I highly, highly resonate to and just brings me a peace, So yeah, I would say between neon and softer tones. To be honest, yes. I always felt like creativity was pulling me in. There was always different mediums, whether it was drama in class, in school, whether it was, just photography, shooting my family members, or getting a canvas and just painting. I always felt like I always felt drawn to creativity. It was something that also resonated a lot with my family, definitely resonated with me. I didn't necessarily have all the resources I wanted growing up in Dubai, but when I moved to London when I was 16 years old is when I really got to delve into the craft of photography and, the lighting setups, the darkroom developing. It was an incredible experience. It was something that it's so strange because my parents gave me this camera when I was 12 years old. It was a Polaroid iZone. And it had these stickers that would print out and you could collage with them and stuff. But I remember when my family gave me that and the feeling of clicking the button and having the image develop without me seeing the preview was such an incredible feeling. I almost manifested the feeling of me getting into that field in a way. And it actually came to life. And the beautiful thing about us shooting analog was that I got to really understand the relationship that you can also create with your talent and environment around you. I feel like with digital, it's such a fast-paced process and it's all about the previews and how the client wants to see the images and all. But with analog, it was a much more intimate relationship that I had with it. It was a bit more personal. I didn't have the previews. It was more like I'm working with this talent. They're trusting in me to photograph them the way that they visualize, and they're just letting me flow, So it was one of the best things I ever experienced in my life. Gucci to me means creative expression. It means feeling liberated creatively, just wanting to flow and create and build communities around you. And it means it's almost like a form of representation for me, I don't know, the way that they structure their storytelling, the way that they conduct their campaigns, everything resonates with me. And it always has since a very young age. And the fact that I started with analog as well. And, the brand is all about preserving analog and vintage and finding new ways to innovate that. So Gucci to me means, it's been my outlet of creative expression for the longest time. It was one of the first brands that ever trusted me and my talent and my skill and really saw something different within my work, which I back then didn't necessarily have my identity locked down. I didn't really know what I was doing, but Gucci was a brand that gave me the chance to explore. And I will always remember and value that. It really played a big role in my career and who I am today. And yeah, I'm just forever grateful for that, to be honest. I would say they go quite hand in hand, to be honest. The fact that I am a client and I appreciate and value the storytelling element, the tailoring that exists within the brand, I feel fits quite well in line with the fact that I also work with the brand in a more creative way. I understand the tailoring, I understand the motive, the intent behind what they're trying to create. Yeah, it does resonate and it does go hand in hand, to be honest. I mean, that was... looking back at it now, the first week that, my agent had called me and told me this might be happening and whatnot, it was such a surreal feeling. I couldn't believe it. From one angle, it feels like the most incredible full circle moment. because I've been working with the brand for almost a decade now. So for Gucci to have the trust in our region to create such beautiful imagery and to work with such an incredible team was a huge moment in my career of validation. And it was like them saying, like, you know, we're giving you the reins, we trust you guys, we believe in what you're doing, we believe in your story, and we want you to explore yourselves within this, you know? And it was such a beautiful experience all throughout, like from the calls that I did with the design team, which we were in touch like very, very frequently, to like working with the producer from Milan, to gathering the team from abroad. It was just such a fluid and surreal experience for me. It was a crazy shoot. We were on set for about, I mean, my call time was around 4 a.m. because the idea behind the shoot was that we were centering it around Ramadan, obviously, and the duality between day and night. So I really wanted to shoot sunset and sunrise. Like, if anyone who knows me knows how much I love my sunrises and sunsets, just because of where I'm from. You know, in Cyprus, we have the most beautiful, beautiful sunsets. So for this campaign, I really, really wanted to do that. And the team actually gave me the okay. Felt like, in a way, it felt like I was preparing myself all throughout my career and working with Gucci for that specific moment. Because although I felt so much responsibility, I also felt so at ease. Because I was like, this is your chance to finally appreciate and value how much you've worked and where you are today. And just enjoy the process, you know, because I feel like a lot of other creatives, or I have in the past too, I haven't really enjoyed the process of working on a set like that. But this time I really told myself, like, take your time with this, enjoy the process, because although it might happen again in the future, you never really know. So cherish this moment that you're existing in right now, you know, move with intent and just feel your energy creatively, work with the people around you in a beautiful way, and just create some beautiful imagery, you know? Oh, that's so easy. Eclectic, expressive, and opulent. My favorite fashion trend. I'm not really someone who goes with trends, to be honest. I usually just instinctually pick what I like. I don't really follow stuff online, but if I had to say there was something that I'm really keen on wearing at the moment, is long sleeve polos. I love them. Like knitwear, long sleeve polos, a beautiful collar. Yeah, just a nice button-up shirt is something that you can wear all day long. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of those, especially the one that I'm wearing right now. It's a beautifully tailor-made silk shirt. It's stunning, I'll show you guys. A little sneak peek with a really nice collar. Yeah, it just fits perfectly on me and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I take back what I said. I do love this trend right now. Oh, it's definitely influenced both. I can start with personal life first. I feel like throughout the years, because fashion is, I'm going to start with speaking about fashion first, because I feel like fashion is so subjective and yeah, it really depends on the person and how they feel about it. You know, for me, fashion means feeling good. Like when I put on a beautifully tailor-made suit, I feel confident, I feel good. Going back to your question, throughout the years with working with Gucci, I feel like because I was introduced to so many different types of tailoring, fits, patterns, and shapes and sizes of all types of clothing, I feel like I was able to really experiment and explore with my identity through that. So if you look at Gucci's history, a lot of the brand's values and like core ethos are actually centered around heritage. Heritage, storytelling, and also the freedom of exploring creatively and having no limitations. When it comes to nostalgia, I also feel like they're always so on point with breaking boundaries. And that's where I feel like it mirrors my passion for vintage finds as well, which is why I decided to also get into the field, not just with vintage clothing, but also exploring vintage in different ways, like the way that it makes you feel inside a house, you know? Like I'm really tapping into home decor at the moment because of how much I love my space and how I've taken my time to build my space around me and like collect things from all over the world. So yeah, Gucci's story definitely resonates with me in terms of my passion for vintage, and yeah, which is why I'm also working on a store that I'm launching soon. It's an e-commerce platform for now. It's called Beit Prod, which translates to Prod's house. And it started off with a conversation with like a group of friends of mine at home, and they were just like, I don't know, they were just looking around the house and like enjoying all the items I have and I've collected over the years. And they were like, you should do something with this. If not do something, like at least sell your stuff to the public, you know? And at first I was a bit hesitant because for me, my house is extremely sentimental to me. I'm not materialistic, but I want to say I feel connected to objects that have history. You know, they've been passed down by so many different generations. Every single item around us has a story. First, I'm going to start with my favorite Greek director, Yorgos Lanthimos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He just directed Poor Things with Emma Stone. He's absolutely incredible. Second would be Guy Bourdin, who's a French photographer. Incredible work. When I was studying in school, he was one of my biggest inspirations, and I really delved into his work hard. Like a lot of my final projects were really based around him and his work. So he's definitely top. And then I would say another film director is Stanley Kubrick. I absolutely love his aesthetic. I feel like if I had dinner with these three creatives, I don't know what I would do. I feel like my life would be complete. You know, if I'm able to exchange a conversation with them, I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm set. I feel like this is it, you know? So the one thing that I really value about Ramadan is the fact that it slows down time and it allows time for introspection. It allows time to really think about your thoughts and motives and to be able to really think and move with intent. It brings out the beautiful side in everyone. It brings out so much peace and just great energy, you know? I love spending time going to suhurs with my friends. I love going camping during sunset and setting up a barbecue and having like an intimate gathering with friends. I love the fact that the city's so quiet and I can just grab my car and like go to Sharjah and roam around, explore the souks, and I have no one telling me that I need to rush back or I have to be back for a call or whatnot. Loafers. Basta. Definitely staying in. Homebody. Need my space, need my sofa, my cat, my snacks, homebody. My happy place is this very specific spot in Cyprus. It's called the Blue Lagoon. And it's the most crystal clear blue water you will ever see, ever. And I'm not just saying that, like it legit is the most beautiful spot ever. So what I usually do is I'll rent a boat, which I don't even need a license for, drive out into the Blue Lagoon, it's 30 minutes, spend literally the whole day there alone, reading books, enjoying the sunset, getting soaked in the sun, actually, diving into the water, and yeah, just eating fresh fish and just enjoying life by the ocean. That's my favorite space. That's my happy place.